to our aging puzzle. I'm your host, Corlette Deveaux. Our show is about aging and how it affects all of us. We will have one-on-one conversations with guests from all walks of life that have been impacted by life and aging. Whether you are seniors, middle-aged, or young, we will bring their inspiring stories to you. We will hear heart-wrenching, tear-jerking, and uplifting stories about relevant topics, health issues, and habits to live longer and live better. July is Minority Mental Health Awareness Month. This month was designated by the U.S. House of Representatives in 2008 to raise awareness of mental illness and to improve access to mental health services and treatments for minorities. Our guest this week is Otero. You heard from him last week. You will hear from him again this week. His story is going to be even more tear-jerking than it was last week. We are here to provide information to help raise awareness about mental illness. We hope his story will help someone out there get the help they need, and help us all understand mental illness. This is not easy. So you grab your box of tissue, guys, and curl up on your couch, because it is going to be heart-wrenching like it was last week. We want to help someone out there. Remember, our aging puzzle is different because every month there will be one guest, and that guest will be on the show for 4 consecutive weeks. We will walk you through their journey week after week. So let's see. Week 1, you're going to hear the big reveal. Remember last week you heard the big reveal from Al. How did they learn and hear the news about mental illness with their son? What were their emotions? How did they learn about the diagnosis? What are some of the symptoms? And how did the family take the news? Week 2, we will focus on treatment options. My guest will take us through the process to select treatment for the diagnosis. Week 3, our guest is going to share with us all about the actual treatment. Was it effective? Did they have side effects? What was it like? We want to know, and we will share everything with you. Week 4. Week 4, we are going to hear the outcome of treatment and what happened and how are they doing and what are they doing differently. So join us every week to hear our guests walk you through their journey week after week. But you got to come every week in order to find out what's going on and to hear the full story. Our aging puzzle is sponsored by DG Incorporated. DG Incorporated is a marketing and business development powerhouse, providing business coaching, strategic guidance, and marketing to its clients. DG Incorporated helps clients unleash their business potential and growth. Our aging puzzle is so thrilled that you're joining us today. So let's talk about some facts about aging. The world's population, we already know, is aging rapidly. In 2020, the number of people aged 60 and older outnumbered children younger than 5. Yikes! Did you know that? I didn't either. Between 2015 and 2050, the proportion of the world's population over 60 will double from 12 to 22%. And hello, mental health and well-being are just as important for older adults as it is for everyone else. So guys, be kind to yourself and be kind to others. For the month of July, our topic is mental health in minorities. Mental health includes your emotional, psychological, and social well-being. It affects how you think and how we feel and how we act. Mental health helps determine how we handle stress, how we relate to others, And are we making healthy choices? Here are a few facts. In 2021, 33% of the U.S. adults with mental illness also experience substance abuse. And people with depression have a 40% higher risk of developing cardiovascular diseases compared to the general population. And people with serious mental illness are almost twice as likely to develop these conditions. Mental illness also affects the rate of unemployment in this country. Adults who have mental illness is higher compared to those who do not. So the unemployment rate is higher. And listen to this, high school students with significant symptoms of depression are more likely to drop out of school compared to their peers. And sadly, suicide is the 9th leading cause of death among American Indians and is the 11th leading cause of death for Hispanics and non-Hispanic people of all races. Between 2018 and 2021, the suicide rate significantly increased among non-American Hispanic American Indians and 0.2% of blacks experienced mental illness. If you or anyone you know have symptoms or experiencing mental illness, please call 988 to get help. Our guest this week again is Otero, who is going to share with us treatment selection by his family. Al is an entrepreneur. He is fantastic. He's done a lot with the chamber. He is the co-founder and president of the Global Trade Chamber that's producing this show. And he is also the founder of 100 Successful Women in Business Network. Al is a fantastic speaker. He's a coach trainer. He's an advisor to entrepreneurs from all cultures around the world and many minority groups. He has served the business community for over 20 years and has served on many, many boards, including the executive board of the Florida State Hispanic Chamber of Commerce and also the Broward County Government Diversity Advisory Council. And this guest of mine, fantastic, has received several recognitions, including Lifetime Achievement Award presented by President Joe Biden. He has also received an award from the Hispanic Business Leaders in Broward County, also the Hispanic Achievers Award. Goodness, Al has received a lot of awards, and I'm only telling you one or two of the awards that he has actually received. It's just to name a few. All of this to say that my guest today, Al Otero, is highly decorated and well respected in his community. His personal story we will continue to share today. He has 5 children. And last week, remember, he shared with us his story of mental illness and how his family went through this diagnosis with his son. Al is going to spend time with us today talking about how they selected treatment options for his son, David. So I'd like to welcome to the show, Al Otero.
Hi, Colette. I thank you so much for having me as your guest this month. It's quite a journey we're going through this experience with our son, and it's good that people know and learn and hear about challenges that people face with their children and mental health through Mental Health Month this month. We talked about the diagnosis last segment, and we talked about ADD being the diagnosis for our son, uh, David, and we moving on to some of the things that we did for dealing with the situation. The school uh, recommended that we give medicine to David to help him with his ADD because he had a problem challenge with dealing with school and focusing and paying attention and getting good grades. So that was the first diagnosis and treatment was ADD medicine, and I believe one of them was Adderall, one of the medicines that we had the doctor give David. He did that for a while, and it helped. But as time went on, he got in, as we talked before, with the wrong crowd. So he started doing other things besides the Adderall. So he started doing some drugs, recreational drugs with his friends. So at some point in the process, he stopped taking this prescribed medicine and he started doing other drugs like marijuana to deal more with life. And that started another cycle and process of things we had to deal with. So moving from the prescribed drugs to the non-prescribed drugs, the illegal drugs, then he started having other challenges in life that we had to deal with uh, outside of the school. So then we started taking him to some counseling. We took him to counseling at the church, some Christian counselors. We had other counselors that were not related to the school or to the church, but to deal with the drug and alcohol that he was doing. So he started going to some counseling. He started going to some treatments. Eventually, when he got older, he started going to AA, Alcoholics Anonymous, to help him with his drinking. We even had to bring him to rehab centers and put him in the rehab centers for different periods of time. They helped for a while, but again, he kept going back to the same friends and the same crowd, which brought him back to his old habits. So treatment was basically, to summarize, it started with the Amaral for the ADD. Then he started doing some drugs. So he was treating himself for dealing with life, school, and other things. Then we started bringing him to counseling uh, that dealt with teenagers with challenges with their behavior, with drugs. And he went there for a while. Then we had to take him into rehab centers a couple of times. So we had to keep him there, sometimes weeks, to try and get him off the drugs. And then as time went on, he started going to AA, Alcoholics Anonymous, to deal with being an alcoholic at some point. So a combination of the drugs and the alcohol brought him to the AA was the last treatment he had, and he started going pretty regularly to that. And that's basically what we uh, were trying as far as ways to treat his mental illness. And that's how it all started with trying to get him off all the drugs and the alcohol. And that's the treatment. Some worked temporarily, some didn't work at all. But the key to treatment is really sticking to it, because you cannot start a treatment and then stop it. It's a long process. Like our AA has proven so many times that if you stick with it, you may be with it for life. And that's the only way you're going to really stay off. So treatment is something that you have to do for a long time, sometimes all of your life when it comes to drugs and alcohol. So this is a good summary of the treatment and the effects of the treatment, short term and long term. So thank you again, Colette, for today, and look forward to seeing you in the next session.
Let's talk about habits to live longer and live better. We recommend doing 4 things. 1, proper diet. Come on, guys, select the right foods that's low in sugar, low in fat, low in sodium. They're bad for you. Number 2, regular exercise. I cannot stress enough the importance of moving in your life. Get up, get moving. You're going to feel better. That's what the doctors tell us all, right? I do it. Come on. Third thing, reduce stress. There's nothing good about stress. Figure out what you can do to help you manage your stress. Get more sleep. And the fourth thing that is so important, socialization. Pickleball. The new in thing is pickleball. Go find yourself a friend, 2 or 3, and form a pickleball team. And go and have fun. Go ahead. Enjoy yourself. It's part of your health and well-being. Those are my tips to live longer and live better. And you can do it because we know that seniors are living longer. We talked about mental illness today with my guest, Otero. We appreciate him so much. His story is inspiring. It is tear-jerking, but we hope that it helps someone out there. One person, 2 people. If you or anyone that you know are experiencing mental illness, please call 988. Call them or visit them online at 988lifeline.org. They are there to help you 24 hours a day, because mental illness is something that can be treated and you can get the help that you deserve. That's why you have to call. Can't get the help, guys, if you don't call 988. So go ahead and call 988 for the help that you need. We are here to help. If you need us, we are here. You can check us out on Our Aging Puzzle. Check out our YouTube channel. We have the show there for you, and you can always check out Global Trade Chamber for information about this show and more information. We appreciate you joining us today. This is Corlette Deveaux with Our Aging Puzzle, and we hope to see you next week when my guest is going to be Otero, sharing more of his story. Voila, guys! See you next week!
I'm Kevin Harrington, an original shark from Shark Tank. DG Incorporated provides coaching services to help entrepreneurs open and grow assisted living facilities and build economic wealth. Visit their website to learn more.